What if the most dangerous habit you have is not something you do at night? Not the late hours, not the bad food, not the thing you already know you should stop. What if the most dangerous thing you do happens in the first 30 seconds of every single day? Before you are even fully awake, before you have said a single word, before you have had a single thought of your own. This is the story of a man named Omar, and it begins exactly where your day begins, with a phone.
Omar was 27 years old. By any measure, a normal life. A decent job, a small apartment, friends who liked him. He was not unhappy, but he was, if he was honest, not quite living. He was managing, moving through, getting through the week to get to the weekend, getting through the year to get to the vacation, getting through the day to get to the evening. The days were pleasant, the years were fine. He was getting through life rather than through it. And he told himself this was normal, this was how it was, this was how everyone felt. Every morning, before his feet touched the floor, his hand reached for his phone. Not because anything urgent was waiting, not because someone needed him, just because it was the first thing his hand had learned to do. He would scroll for 15 minutes, sometimes 20, sometimes more. Other people's mornings, other people's opinions, other people's highlights, other people's anger, other people's lives. And then he would get up, get dressed, go to work, and wonder vaguely by mid-morning why he felt slightly hollow, slightly behind, slightly like someone who was watching his own life from a few steps to the left. He never connected the two things, the phone and the hollow feeling. They seemed unrelated. One was just a habit, the other was just how things were.
One weekend, Omar visited his grandfather, an old man, 81 years old, sharp as ever, slower than before. They sat together in the small garden, drinking tea in the early morning. Omar noticed something. His grandfather did not reach for anything when he woke up. He simply sat. He looked at the garden. He listened to the birds. He held his tea in both hands and existed in the morning, as if the morning itself was enough. Omar watched him for a long time and felt something strange, a kind of envy, not for the old age, not for the slow pace, but for the stillness, for the way his grandfather owned his own morning, the way his first thoughts belonged entirely to him. Omar looked down at his phone, and for the first time he saw it clearly, not as a tool, but as a door he opened every single morning and walked through before he had decided where he wanted to go.
That evening, Omar sat alone in his apartment and did something unusual. He tried to remember his own thoughts. Not the things he had read that day, not the opinions he had absorbed, not the moods that had entered him through other people's posts. His own thoughts. What did he actually think about his own life, about his own direction, about who he was and what he wanted? He sat for a long time, and the thoughts came, slowly at first, then more. He wanted to make something. He had always wanted to make something, not for anyone, just the making itself. He wanted to read more. He had a shelf of books untouched for 2 years. He wanted to wake up and feel like himself, not like a receiver, not like a surface other people's lives projected onto, like himself. Omar realized something sitting in that quiet apartment. Every morning, in the first minutes of consciousness, the mind is at its most open, its most receptive, its most shapeable. And for 3 years, he had been handing those minutes to strangers.
Omar did not delete his phone. He was not dramatic about it. He simply moved it to the other room. And the next morning, when his eyes opened, his hand reached for nothing. He lay there for a few minutes, listening to the city outside, feeling his own breathing, letting his own first thoughts arrive without competition. It was uncomfortable at first. The silence felt strange. The emptiness felt wrong. But then, slowly, something began to fill the space. His own mind, his own voice, his own ideas, his own quiet sense of what mattered to him. By the end of the week, something had shifted, small but real. He felt less like someone who had been moved through his own day, and more like someone who had chosen to walk through it. Here is what Omar learned. The morning is not just the beginning of the day. It is the beginning of the version of yourself you will carry through the day. What enters your mind first shapes what your mind reaches for all day long. Feed it other people's noise, and you will spend the day reacting. Feed it your own silence, and you will spend the day choosing. This is not about phones specifically. It is about ownership. Ownership of the first minutes, the first thoughts, the first version of yourself that wakes up and decides, consciously or not, what kind of day this will be. Most of us give that away before we are even awake, and we wonder why the days feel like they belong to everyone else. Maybe you recognized something in Omar's story today. Maybe your hand reaches for it too. Before the coffee, before the light, before a single thought of your own. Maybe you have felt that hollow mid-morning feeling and never traced it back to the 30 seconds it started in. You don't have to become someone else. You don't have to be dramatic about it. Just try this. Tomorrow morning, let your first thoughts belong to you. Even for 5 minutes, even for 2. Let the silence have you first, before the world does. Because the version of you that exists in those first quiet minutes before anything has entered, that is the clearest version of you there is. And it deserves to be heard, even just for a moment, even just by you. If this story woke something up inside you, like, share, and subscribe to The Golden Ache, because someone you know is handing their mornings away, one scroll at a time, and this story might be exactly what they need today.